Howdy, folks. Andrew here. Popcorn and whiskey. I am the face who runs the place. Cheers. You know what? I just thought, do I have my microphone turned on? You'd think after getting prepared for this, I would already have my microphone on. Yeah, I guess it's on. If not, somebody will tell me if it's on or not. Hey, out there. Welcome, Saturday night. This is the time where I usually tell you what I have in store for you this evening. All the preparedness, all the links, all the stuff written down that I had to talk about tonight. But guess what? Tonight we're freelancing, baby. Absolutely. It's off the cuff, totally 100% tonight. Why? No reason. Oh, I guess laziness. Didn't prepare. Have so much going on in my mind. I don't know which direction I want to go. So if I figured if I just chit chat about it, we just start talking, things will start flowing out the way it's supposed to be. Okay. So, interesting. I had some feedback from last week. That's good. Some of the things I talked about last week, which I will be updating this week. That might be a common thread or common theme to let you guys know how I'm doing with the arbitrage trading, which if you haven't seen yet, it is something to behold. I would highly suggest you contact me. And if you're looking to generate some sort of income, I'm not saying it's you're going to be a gazillionaire tomorrow, but if you want to generate some sort of income by just doing stuff at home, clicking a button a few times, yeah, it's quite possible. But you say, but Andrew, yeah, you're not doing any work for it. Okay, great. You know what? Here's what I say to that. Well, not to drink, but if you've been following anything with AI or Chat GPT or Grok or anything of that sort, you know that a lot of stuff is being generated without anybody doing a whole lot of work other than clicking a few buttons or typing in a few questions, right? Well, why can't that work someplace else? By that, I mean, why can't it work with trading? Why, since crypto is out there, why not let the bots do their stuff with that as well? Okay, so let me reset that real quick so we know what's going on. And by resetting it, I mean I'm going to talk a little bit about this, and then we will get into other things. But right now, oh wait a second, where did it go? Do I have it up there? No, I don't have it up there. All right, there we go. Okay. Whoops. How'd that happen? Why did that happen? It's not supposed to happen like that. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let me reset this so I can use this later as a possible clip out there when and that's an industry term, by the way. It'd be a clip. All right. Okay. It's going to be reset. Here we go. All right. For those of you who have been following along, I'm doing this arbitrage trading, and it's an AI bot basically that goes out there and trades crypto. And if you don't know what arbitrage is, I'm not going to get into a whole lot of detail, but the real broad strokes definition of it, it takes the same crypto, if you will, from two different markets and instantaneously buys and sells them, because markets have a small variation in price. So they're taking advantage of that variation in price. It's instantaneous. It does it just boom, just like that. So you're making a small percentage on your trades. You don't have to do anything. You click a button and it does that. And the cool thing is it compounds daily. So 1.2, 1.3, 1.4% daily it compounds. Might not be a whole lot, but if you do them on a daily basis, you'll be surprised how quickly that grows. It's the same thing concept as if you have a bank account or a savings account or something that pays 3 or 4% interest compounded yearly. So every year it compounds to 4%. Well, what if you did that on a monthly basis? Wouldn't that be cool? Or a weekly basis? What about daily basis? If you can compound on a 4% daily basis, that would be incredible. But going back just a little bit, 1.2, 1.3%. So your increments go up gradually, and then eventually it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. So the cool thing about that is all I do is I press a button every day, 5 times. And now that my account's at a certain spot, I'm doing more than pressing a button. I have something what they call auto trade, where the computer automatically once a day goes in there and trades an X amount for me and reinvest the profits. Okay. So let me just throw this up here right now. As of right this second, as of today, this is my balance: $2,319.57. And I started a couple months ago, and I put $320 in, then another 500 in a couple of weeks later. So I have a total of $845 in this thing, and it's been less than 3 months, literally less than 3 months, and it's grown that much. So you're thinking, well, Andrew, well, why? Why are you doing that? One, it's a way to generate income. And then people say, yeah, so you're wanting to get money for nothing. No, it's not money for nothing. This is an AI generated bot. And the way AI and Chat GPT and Grok and everything else has taken over pretty much everything, why not take advantage of what it can do? If people are building websites with Chat GPT, or with AI, I should say, doing complete videos, doing documentaries with AI generated whatever in a span of, seconds, minutes, seconds, whatever, why would you not use that to possibly profit for yourself? It's a way to do it, right? Okay. Now, yeah, this is an investment. Yes, you are investing in crypto. Is there a chance to lose it? Yeah. Any investment out there you can lose. Absolutely. I'm not a financial planner. I don't give out financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and I'm telling you it's working for me. If it's something you're interested in, let me know, and I can get you a voucher while they're still available, because they're not going to be available much longer. And you can do it's a complimentary voucher I'll give you. You can try it out and trade for a little bit on your own. And if it works out for you, great. If it doesn't, move on. I've had some people who have used the voucher and have gone on to accumulate pretty good profits on a daily basis. Other folks said, after 3 days, it's not for me. All right, fine. Whatever. I'm not going to chase you. So there you go. That's the profit. That's what's going on with the AI arbitrage trading. All right. If you're interested, great. Look me up and shoot me a message, and we'll go from there. All right. Great. Thanks. Okay. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. So there you go. If you're looking to do that, I still have this frog in my throat, folks. I don't know why. I wish I could tell you everything is cleared up on the inside, but it's not. But oh, cool! An owl just flew by there. I have 2 or 3 big owls flying around my backyard today. It is the neatest thing, and they don't come up out until dusk. So even if I try to record them right now, put the video camera out there. The video camera. Listen to me, Mr. Boomer. The video camera. If I put my phone out there, try to record it, it'd probably be too dark to do so. I don't have one of them fancy dancy cameras where you pay $1 gazillion for it, and just so you can get a little more light in your videos and things of that sort. Which baffles the heck out of me is why people get $1,000 iPhone. Okay, now first of all, let me put a disclaimer on this. If you can afford the luxuries of $1,000 iPhone, go for it. If you can afford the luxuries of a $700 pair of tennis shoes, go for it. But don't you dare complain that you don't have enough money to do X, or you don't have the money to do Y, something like that. This cell phone, probably the most expensive cell phone I've ever had. Unfortunately, I had to pay, I think, $89 for it. I was not happy, but I did. And this cell phone can pretty much, it's an Android, pretty much can do anything any other Android can do out there. Are there some things that it can't do? Probably. Have I ran into them? No. Am I that well versed in doing it? No. Now, if you're 18 and below, 18 years old and below, I should say, There's no reason you should have $1,000 iPhone. Absolutely none, unless your parents are just weird out there. I see what kids do with their phones a lot, and other than snapping or Instagramming or whatever the latest social media is, and taking selfies of themselves, send it to their other friends. That's what they do. They don't use it for business. And again, if you use your phone for business, more power to you. A lot of people do. You don't need the fanciest phone out there to do so. I would say prove me wrong, but I'm sure there are people out there who can prove me wrong, which is fine. That's great. But I go back to what I was saying. Do you need that expensive of a phone? Why do you need that expensive of a phone? But then people will also tell me, well, why do you need that expensive of a car? Why don't you get back in my day, it was a Yugo. All right. If I need a car is to get from point A to point B, get a Yugo. You're right. Good point. Can't argue with that one. Now, the car I have is currently at this moment, at the time of this recording, my car is 21 years old. It's a 2004. Runs just fine. Wish the gas mileage was a little more. I get between 23 and 25 miles to the gallon. Wish the gas mileage was a little more. It rides fine. It's fun to drive. I have no issues with it. It still looks good when I clean it up. It's fine. I have no issues with it whatsoever. Do I have all the fancy dancy equipment? Does it have a touch screen radio thingy? No, it does not. So what? Do I need it? No. I have a little apparatus I plug into what used to be called a cigarette lighter. Now it's called the not the aux port, the power outlet thingy. It looks like a cigarette lighter thing. Power outlet. Plug it into there, and my Bluetooth from my phone goes through that, plays the radio, and there you go. Now, do I listen to a whole lot of music? No. I listen to a lot of podcasts. The Lex and Terry Show. Yeah, I want to get Terry James as my guest one of these days on here as well. So I got to see how I can go about doing that. That would be cool if I can get Terry James on my show. I listen to a lot of talk radio. Yeah, that's where I line. That's where my beliefs line up. All right, if you like it, great. If you don't, great. We can still cohabitat together. Is that the proper words? Whatever. So I don't know why I got off on the subject of cell phones, but I did. And that's what's going on with the cell phones. Oh, a couple other things I needed to do here. Duh. Okay, here. Go. At followers. At highlight. Okay. There you go. All right. So, as you know, well, maybe you didn't know, but as you might have been finding out, if you watched me last week, I got back from a family cruise last week. Was it fun? Being with the family was fun. I enjoyed certain aspects of the cruise. That was okay. Certain aspects of the cruise I did not enjoy. And it had nothing to do with the cruise line. Well, kind of did, because they allow kids on there. There are so many freaking kids running around this place. It was like the romper room, 15 and below age group kids, high school and below age group kids. And when I mean below, I mean all the way to the 6 months old. Why you bring a 6 months old on a cruise is beyond me. I still don't understand that concept, but hey, teach their own. Again, if you can afford the luxury of doing that, great. More power to you. But since then, I've been finding out, been doing some research. If I want to do cruises again in the future, as the individual that I am, it would probably be best for me to go on the what you call Virgin Voyages or something like that. The what is his name? Not Elon Musk, but another rich dude. Robert Bronson, or something like that. What the Virgin Cruise Lines or something. But they are 18 and older, and all the reviews I'm seeing, 18 years old and older. All the reviews I'm seeing, pretty good. Are they the best cruise line out there? No. Are they the worst? Absolutely not. But it is, you don't have to worry about the kids running around, bumping into you, being rude, doing all kinds of crap. And it's interesting. Now, is it a swingers cruise, so to speak? I would assume there's aspects of it that is. Is it for singles? I would assume for aspects of it there is. But speaking of that, something I'm realizing the more and more people I'm talking to when it comes to cruises, you don't see very many single guys on the cruise. And I say that not for the me walking around and asking, "Hey, are you single? Are you single? Are you single? Are you single?" No, I'm not at that aspect. Very seldom did you see guys walking around by themselves outside of me. Um, Most of the time they had a partner with them, whether it was male or female, but they had partners with them. And you can usually tell because they were holding hands. Now, think about this. When you talk to a group of folks, how often do you hear the ladies say, I went on a girls' cruise? A bunch of my friends and I went on a cruise. You hear that, I don't want to say a whole lot of times, but you hear that every so often, right? How many times have you heard guys say, hey, we went on a guys' cruise? A bunch of guys got together, we went on a cruise boat or cruise ship. Not very often. Now, you hear them going on a golf trip. You hear them going on a fishing trip. You hear them going to baseball games. You hear them going camping. But you never hear a group of guys going on cruise ships. Why is that? Interesting concept, huh? Think about that for a while. So, that being said, would a cruise ship be prime pickings for a single guy, if you know what I mean? I don't know. That's something to think about. I haven't done a whole lot of research on that yet. I might. But I'm getting at the age now where being single just isn't like it used to be. Hence, I do this show on a Saturday night. Oh, by the way, Debbie, I know you'll be watching this or listening to it if you're not watching right now. So, send me a message. That's funny. They're staying on the topic of cruise lines. Okay. The ones that, and I'm sure there's more than this out there. I'm not an expert by any stretch of imagination. If knowledge of cruising was on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most knowledge you can have, I'm probably at a -4, something like that. Okay, so I don't know a whole lot about cruising whatsoever. So don't think I'm any kind of expert. Just because I've been on a couple doesn't mean I know what I'm doing. Okay, keep that in mind. But thanks. I went on Royal Caribbean. I've been on Carnival in the past. I think those are the only two I've been on. And I mentioned that Virgin Voyages or whatever it's called, a Virgin cruise ship. There is something called MSC or MSC, which from what I'm gathering, they say that's probably price-wise, that's the best you can find. And the reason being is that cruise line, the MSC cruise line, I don't even know what it stands for. They mentioned it. If I did research in front of me, I'd have it there. But that particular owner of the cruise line globally has all kinds of shipping. Yeah, it's something shipping containers is what it is. And they have shipping containers all over the world. So their primary business, and they make buku gazillion dollars with the shipping containers thing. The cruise ship is not a moneymaker for the company. Why they keep it around, I don't know, unless it's a US based company, and then I'm sure it's for tax purposes. Don't know, don't care. But everything I'm gathering is saying that is the least expensive, but that does not mean the quality is worse than everything else. Keep that in mind. So that leads me to believe that it's not a US ship. And I'm not saying US ships are bad quality or good quality. I'm just saying the information that I'm getting and I'm researching, it more has to do with ships or cruise lines, which are based, or maybe not so much based, but it's more prevalent in the US versus overseas. Maybe that's what I'm talking about here. So uh, MSC, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Virgin. There's a Disney Cruise Line. Ugh, no way. I don't think you could pay me to go on a Disney Cruise Line. Absolutely not. At this point in my life, no freaking way. They have cruises that go up and down, like riverboat type cruises, which from everything I'm reading or watching, I don't read a whole lot. I watch more than anything else nowadays, is a whole different kind of experience. And they say it's the ones who I've watched that have done this, they say it's completely different, but it's not better or worse. It's just different. If you're used to going on, whoa, I had my light just go on outside. Maybe I have one of my raccoon visitors and they're lucky right now. It's late. Or would see if the raccoon is allergic to lead. Yes, I said it. Get over it. And so the cruises are interesting to say the least. But again, you're not going to see a group of guys. Let's go on a guys cruise, right? No, if there is, I have not seen it yet. Girls cruise all the time. Well, more prevalent than guys. Okay, think about it. How many girlfriends of yours, or friends of yours, or female friends of yours, whether they're married or single, they go on a girls cruise? I know several people who do that once or twice a year on a girls cruise. Great, fantastic. But I don't hear guys talking about that. Okay. So then what about all inclusive resorts? I do not know anything about all inclusive resorts because I don't think I've ever been to one. So I cannot speak from experience. I can speak what other people say. They say it's nice, but it's stationary. That's the draw. The benefit is everything's included, including drinks. The drawback is it's stationary. At least with a cruise ship, you're going to different ports, if you will, which is another thing that gets me. I said, if I'm going to go on a cruise, why do I want to get off on a port somewhere? Why do I want to spend a perfect day at Coco Cay, as they call it for Royal Caribbean? All you're doing is getting off the ship and going to another crowded beach with chairs next to each other like you're packed into sardines. Why? I didn't understand that concept. I mean, I did it, but after I was out there, I'm like, why? I could just stayed on the cruise ship and done the same thing. Same food, same company, same everything, outside of it being on a lagoon, so to speak. All right. So if I ever do that again, I probably won't disembark and do that. I didn't find any benefit of doing that other than a lot of walking. But hey, that's me. To each their own. Other people absolutely thrived on it. They absolutely loved it, and they thought it was great. Good. A lot of the reviews I'm watching about this thing say that one of their favorite times was the going out to the private islands or the islands that the cruise ships own. Okay, great. What do they call them? Excursions or something like that? My plan at this last cruise was to not even get off the boat, but I did a couple of times with the family, and it was nice. Don't get me wrong; it was nice to watch my little niece run around and jump in the water and do stuff. That was neat, and going into a few little shops in the Bahamas, that was cool. Got to drink a little bit of locally brewed hooch, so they said. Wasn't that impressed? Which for me, it's going to be a hooch making time soon. Yeah, absolutely. So we will we'll talk about that more in depth as we get going. Which I do have to say this: my pear tree for the last 5 years, 6 years, it has been full, and I mean full of pears. Where I have to rig something up to hold up the limbs because there's so many pears. This year I hardly have any. My apples, no apples this year. Maybe 2 or 3 on the tree. Last year I found out that the squirrels were taking the apples when they were really small. I don't know if they're doing that this year with the pears or not. So I don't know how to stop that. I got to figure out how to stop the squirrels from getting there outside of sitting there with the gun the whole time. And it's going to be interesting because this year I blew it already. I got to do that earlier in the season. And so I'll have to, unfortunately, go out and buy a couple of cases of pears and peaches and things of that sort. We'll see how that works. But that season's coming up soon. And was I done talking about cruises? I don't know. I think so. And why is it on my mind? Because I just got back from one. Would I do it again? I would say yes, in a different capacity, is because I like to try out different capacities. Now, here's a funny story. I was on one in 2009, 2008, 2009, when I lived in Florida. Now, it's no secret that I was involved in the dance community, especially the West Coast swing community. So a bunch of dancers from the Tampa area went on a 2 or 3 day cruise. And most of the people were paired up with their spouse, significant other, dance partners, and so on and so forth. A couple of us were on there were single or loners by themselves, however you want to look at it. Okay, which is fine. In the dance world, that's perfectly fine. No issues with that. I did not buy the drink package when I go, the alcohol package because you have to buy certain packages when you get on the boats. If you want alcohol, you can buy alcohol package. So X amount a day, you pay every day and you get unlimited alcohol. Another package, X amount a day, you get unlimited soda pop. Another package, if you will. And these packages are higher and they just keep going on a lower tier. Lower if you just want like coffee and milk and tea and stuff like that, without the soda pop. So different tiers. Well, you're also allowed to bring on Royal Caribbean at the time of this recording, according to their terms of service, you can bring 1.5 liters of wine, not hard liquor. It has to be below a certain alcoholic content. Okay. There's ways around that. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. So last time I went, I bought a bottle of cheap rum. This was again 2008, 2009ish, whenever it was. Bought a bottle of cheap rum, and at that time they put like a wristband on your wrist, and that's how you know if you get the free drinks or not. You go up to the bar and get them. Now they had little machines that are like touchscreen type things. It's a whole different ballgame now. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I got to find a glass or something, and I don't want to carry around the glass you get in the bathroom because it's made out of glass, and I don't want to take a chance of breaking it or anything. So as I'm walking around the cruise in the first couple hours, I see a plastic cup, about yay big, just a cylinder type of cup with the long straw sticking out of it, abandoned. Somebody left it on the table. I wait around for a while. No one ever comes back. So I take it, bring it back to my room, wash it all out, rinse it, sterilize it, whatever it was. And guess what? I now had a soft drink soft drink container. So I was filling that up and drinking it with the big straw, drinking up. Since this was part of a dance cruise, they had some dance classes on the cruise by some of the professionals on there. Now, most people, when they got dressed up for this, when they went to this, they got dressed up for the classes. And by dress, I'm not talking ball gowns or anything else, but something nice, and usually their dance shoes and things of that sort. Not me. Yeah, I had my dance shoes I was carrying in my hand, but my flip-flops, Bermuda shorts, and straw hat, walking in dance class that way. I wasn't looked at in the most encouraging light when I did that. Again, my goal was not to learn any new dance steps. My goal was to just have fun. And being almost 20 years younger than I am now, what my other goal was. If you don't, well, think about it. And so it was quite comical. And when I walked into some of these places, wasn't trying to outshow anybody or outdo anybody. It wasn't my place. They had the professional instructors on there doing their stuff. And when I first got on the ship, as I'm walking around by myself, because everyone else paired up or went off with their own little groups, I had what they call that when you first get on the ship and they go through all the safety features and you have to go to this boat. If the boat starts sinking, go to this safety boat, and here's all the life preservers and things of that sort. Whatever they call that, mustard station or something like that. So I'm walking around. I don't even know which one I'm supposed to go to. As I'm walking by, there's a group of 2 ladies, 2 guys. They said something to me. I said something back. It was, in a funny way. Hey, come over here, hang with us for a little bit. So I did. And it was like instant bond. Boom, instant bond, all 4 of us. We became best of buddies. We didn't even know each other's name right away. Instant bond. It was great. I used to be friends with one of them on Facebook. I don't even know if we still are or not. And I couldn't tell you this is her name if I got on there anymore. But anyway, so we became instant pals. I saw we passed each other every so often, and if they were having drinks, I'd sit at the bar with them, or vice versa, or whatever. So one night at our dinner table, at the dancers' dinner table, and the other dancers who were there will deny this, but I will tell you this is the honest to God truth. I'm sitting at a table. First night, everyone else, like I said, is paired up at the tables. I'm the only single guy or non-paired up person there, if you will. I got asked to leave my table by other dancers so they can all sit together. I looked around. I said, "Are you effing kidding me? Really? You all can kiss my butt." I got up, started walking away, so I'm out of here. And as I was walking away, I saw these other friends who I met. They said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm leaving." I said, "No, you're not. You're going to sit here with us." So the rest of the time in the dining room, the main dining room, I sat with those folks. They invited me in with open arms, and we had an absolute ball. We were drinking at the casino, at the bars in the evening, and I probably had more fun than the other folks did on there. And I wish I could remember that girl's name, see if she's still around or not. Maybe I'll go through my Facebook list one of these days, several thousand people I have, and see if I recall or see her name anywhere on there. That'd be cool. But anyway, and that experience wasn't the best. Again, the food is great. I think it was a Carnival cruise at that time. I know it left out of Tampa. I know that much. And did we go to Key West? I don't remember if we went to Key West or not. But we had an excursion. I was talking about an excursion before we left. And once again, don't do that. I mean, if you want to go swim with the dolphins or swim with the pigs at one point, you can go out there and swim with the pigs. Why do I want to get on a cruise ship or get off of a cruise ship and go swim with the pigs? Somebody explain that one to me. All right. Anyway, I can talk this cruise ship stuff a lot and go off on a tangent with it, but I'm not going to. Here's what I'm going to do at this point. Okay. I'm going to open this up, put my headphones on. We're going to open this up to, hold on a second here. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. Do that. Come over here. Do that. Boom, boom, boom. Come over here. Whoops. Why does it do that? On the right side, no voice in the background. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be here. That's supposed to be in the background. Hold on, folks. I'm still trying to figure out why this isn't doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. Media presentation. Is this me here? Show on stage. Okay, that's not it. It's supposed to be it, but see, this part right here is not supposed to be there. Right side, me on right side. I can do that. I can do that. Maybe if I did this. Hold on a second, folks. Yes, here. Bear with me as I'm going through. Oh, whoa, hey, ho, whoa. Everything just changed on me here. Do that. Okay. Wonder if I can edit this on the fly. Okay, see if I can edit this. Hold on, folks. Cancel, save, add item. What does this do? Move layer forward. Move layer backwards. Move layer backwards. Okay. If I did that, okay. Save. Save, update layout. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. So now what I'm going to do, dun, dun, dun. Look at that, huh? Look at that. Look at me doing this stuff on the fly. Look at me, folks. Huh? Okay. Here you go. Here's the show hotline. Give that show hotline a call. Hopefully I got this set up right. And if you want to be a guest on my show, 10 minutes. You get 10 minutes to call in. We'll set a timer. And after 10 minutes, I will hang up and you have to call back and go from there. But it will be a 10-minute timer. Where's my clock? Okay, timer. 10. I don't want to try it now. It just says, hey, next time. It says, next time, try saying, hey, Google, set a timer. No, I don't want to try it now. Oh, that pisses me off when it does that. If I wanted to do a 10-minute timer. Okay. All right. So call in 765-505-7348. And for those assholes who called me at midnight last night on this line, guess what? Ain't gonna go through anymore like you wanted to. Yeah, somebody thought they were funny and called this line, and I know I narrowed it down to who it is. So if you're listening, got your number. I narrowed it down. A few things gave it away. So be wary. That's all I got to say. Okay. So, talk about whatever. There is somebody out there, Terry James, who I talked about before, who, again, I should have contacted him earlier, see if I can get him to be a guest host. And that's something else I'm going to start doing on this show. I want to do this show throughout the week with guests on here. Random guests talking about random anything. I'm just not sure the format. Or I guess the format's, I don't want to say the format's not the right word. I can talk to anybody. I have the confidence and the experience, if you will. It's not a bragging thing. It's just by trial and error of doing this, and who I can pretty much communicate with anybody on the radio, on the hi Lana. Hey, how you doing, babes? Lana's a good friend of mine, and guys, she's hot. And she comes on, she encourages me, she promotes me, she's happy, go lucky type person, and it's puts a smile on my face when she comes on my show. All right, put it that way. When I know she's listening, it puts a smile on my face. So there you go, Lana. Yeah. So when I start doing the random guest interviews, and this is an idea I've been playing around in my head for a while, and I keep mentioning Terry James. If you find his stuff, you'll understand what I'm talking about. He comes up with podcast ideas and tries different things like you wouldn't believe, and it's fun to watch him do so and go through it all. And him and I think quite a bit alike. He just happens to put it into motion and puts it into progression and does things. So he had this idea, and again, I've been playing around with this in my mind. I just didn't know how to do it. Where he was doing a 10-minute call with folks, but he took it a step further, and he got to Chat GPT and got random questions, hard-hitting questions right away, uncomfortable type questions that he was going to ask complete strangers when they call in. Now, granted, he also has a radio program where he has millions of listeners. This podcast is not part of his radio program, but he does promote it during the radio program. So yes, he has all kinds of random listeners who can call in, which is pretty cool. And I've heard several shows, and he hits them right away with very, 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 very uncomfortable questions. And what makes it work in my mind is the anonymity thing, or you don't know who it is out there. So that's good. Hey, Lana had at the VFW benefit. Great. Yeah, VFW is good, Lana. So good. So if you're out there right now, want to call in, I don't have the hard-hitting questions right away because I have not got that far yet. But anyway, holy crap, there's somebody driving through the field. I got a school next to me on this side, schoolyard, with a great big field, and somebody's driving through the middle of it. Isn't that interesting? Oh, well. And like I said, he has these hard-hitting questions, very uncomfortable questions, right away for 10 minutes. And at the 10-minute mark, he cuts it off. It was pretty genius. And like I said, I like the idea of doing it. I didn't know how to put it into words. Well, I didn't know how to, I guess, manifest it or not conceptualize it. Maybe it's the right word. And after he did it, I wrote him a note saying, "Hey, dude, I love to. I don't want to be the guy who's stealing other people's ideas, but I like this concept. It's something I've been thinking about for a while. I just didn't know how to execute it. Here's the word: execute. Do you mind if I take it and tweak it a little bit?" And he says, "No, go ahead, go for it. It's not mine." But again, I don't want to be the dude who takes somebody else's intellectual property, knowing so that I did it. Okay. Hey, JD. Yeah, I'll let you know in a little bit, buddy. I'm going to see if anybody calls in the hotline right now. But JD is a buddy of mine who, you know what, JD? I'll tell you what. I will. Hi, Dave. How you doing, buddy? Let me see here. What was I just thinking? Okay, JD, I'm going to try something here. All right. How do I do this? Invite guest. JD, I'm going to send you a private message on Facebook. Okay. And we got to get into a couple of things here. Okay. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay. Yeah, JD, go ahead and call in. I'm gonna try something here. I don't know if I can have 3 different things going on or not. And if I can, we'll go for it that way. And if I can't, I'll take one of them off the screen and we'll do that route. But a few things I want to bring up with JD. And JD's my wrestling buddy, but we watch completely different wrestling shows. But he's also well versed in other aspects, and we won't get into wrestling too much tonight. So we'll get into a few things. Because if you guys didn't know, here's something. Okay, let's see if I can bring him on. Are you there?
Yo, what up, dude?
Oh, hey, all right, he is on there. All right, here. So if I do this, hold on a second. If I do this for both of us here, okay, yeah. As of right now, if somebody tries to call in, I won't be able to do it. So you know what?
If someone calls in, just kick me out of here.
Well, no. So now, even if they try to call in, they can't get through. Okay, all right. So
well, then I don't have to stay on long. Just wanted to stop in and say hello.
You're fine. You're fine. I appreciate you coming on. JD did something for me the other day, and I really appreciate it. And I didn't know how to express my appreciation. He did a couple of logos for me for popcorn and whiskey, and if I knew how to put them on the screen right now, I would do it with both of us on here, so I can show other people. People can see your handiwork, your magic.
Yeah, we'll get the right one together here.
And
at some point.
Okay, let me see if I can get this on here or not. I don't know if I can or not. There was a way where I can get both of us on the screen, and I'm not able to now. Yeah, never mind. I don't know how I messed that one up, but never mind.
I was gonna say you could upload the images into the studio, or you could always share your screen and then have.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but I need to have a certain background to do it, or layout, I should say. And I had it, but now it's not showing up on my layouts thing. So
I got you.
Yeah, or I would. But anyway, so dude, first of all, thank you for the images, and I maybe show them later. But the popcorn and whiskey, I like it, but the image of the popcorn and the image of the glass of whiskey, they were fine individually, but I didn't think they went together. There was one is really classy and the other one wasn't.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with how you put them together. How you put them together are fantastic, but it just, in my eyes, it's just not looking.
Yeah, it wasn't what you want. It wasn't what you're looking for. It's
not going in the direction that I wanted it to. Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I have some more information. Now that I showed it to you, though, and you gave me some information, then I'll come back with you, and hopefully we'll have a good one here.
And eventually, when I get sponsors and start making money, I'll pay you. How's that?
Dude, I'm just doing. Hey, we're friends. That's what networking and stuff. You know what I mean? I help you out. If I make you something you like, then you have it on your show and stuff, and then people ask, "Hey, where'd you get that?"
There you go. Speaking of networking, all right. So you have like 5 different podcasts that you do and live streams.
I have two brands, and then within each brand has several podcasts within each brand. Yes.
Okay. Now, if I recall, is one of them has to do with your local politics and school board stuff. Is that correct?
Yep. The Boiling Point podcast, the image that I'm using tonight. Yep.
Okay. Do you do anything more on the nation or a national level with
we do some episodes. We have a lot of episodes. We actually just got into local stuff in the last year or so. Before that, we were doing more national stuff, but the local stuff has actually helped the channel grow more and quicker than the national stuff was.
Okay.
So we haven't been doing the same amount of national kind of coverage because I've been so busy doing the local coverage, but we still. In the second half of the year after August, I'm going to get back into doing some more national episodes.
So that's the Boiling Point podcast.
Yep.
So that's a brand. So what other podcasts do you have that fall under the Boiling Point brand?
We have a series that we do with Pastor Gavin. It's called the Old Testament Survey, and it's for beginners. He talks about each book of the Bible and just a general kind of what you can get from it. But then we also have an after show where I join him, and then we go more in depth in the book. And we'll be doing a New Testament survey in 2026. We'll be doing the New Testament in 2026.
So that's all religious based. So you got politics and you got religion.
Yep, and the other shows.
I bet you're fun during Thanksgiving dinner, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Hey man, when it comes at family and stuff, listen, I do this. I do it on the podcast and stuff. So in my free time, believe it or not, like when family or friends try and ask me stuff, I'm more often, more than not, like, I don't really want to. I do this all the time. I don't really want to do it in my free time too. I
had somebody, and I hope to God she's listening. I don't think she does, but I hope she does. I made a post the other day about how I felt about the big, beautiful bill that got passed.
Yeah,
I'm positive for it. I'm happy for it.
Yeah,
I made a comment on my own post She came on there and started, I
Yep.
mean, tearing me up and down the other, which I let it go. But once she started calling me an asshole because I wasn't agreeing with her side, I'm like,
Yep.
you know what? I don't need to have this on my page. I don't need that negativity.
Yep.
Goodbye. And we were in college. We were good friends. We were best of friends. I don't want to say best of friends. We were good solid acquaintances in college. We had a small college. That's how we
Yep.
knew each other. But after she started calling me assholes and stuff like that, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I deleted that whole post. I don't need to get on there. I hope she comes on here sometime with me. She's more than welcome to.
I had
So,
a family member call me a racist.
From what little I know about you, just by talking with you online here, you're the farthest thing from racist, my friend.
Yes, that is correct. I am definitely not even close to that. But yep, I've had a family member call me a racist. So yep,
Oh my
that's the way it
gosh.
is because I didn't
Okay.
agree with his take on an issue.
Yep. Okay. So those are. Do you have any other podcasts on your Boiling Point platform?
Yeah, one of the hosts, Mariana, she does a show called The Watchdog Report, which kind of reports on the West Shore School District. And I'm sorry if you hear that.
What is that?
That is my nephew, and he is sleeping, and I don't really know what.
That's not sleeping, dude.
No, I'm not sure what that's not normal for him. So good thing is my brother, his father, is also up here, so he's tending to him right now.
How old is
So he's just turned 10.
Oh, okay. Is he
But yes, I'm sorry, Mariana. She does the Watchdog Report, which and then she also does another series with another person called Simply Speaking. But those are also two shows that are mainly focused on the West Shore School District, on local stuff.
Okay.
That's why in the second half of the year I'll be getting back in a little bit more into national stuff, since I have these other shows now that kind of fill that void.
Okay. Then also you have the Mayhem Media brand.
Yeah, Mayhem Media. That's entertainment purposes only. You're not going to hear anything about religion or politics or any of that on Mayhem Media. That's where you go to just put away all that stuff and just have some fun for a while.
Well, there's one part of religion that you will hear on there. In punk, we trust.
No, you won't hear that on Mayhem Media. I just want to be clear.
Now, I promise, folks, we're not going to get into a whole lot of professional wrestling, but JD and I are both professional wrestling fans. He just doesn't like the good guys like I do. That's all.
No, I like the good guys. I'm not a fan of the I don't know, whatever you might want to call CM Punk.
So, all right, away from wrestling, have you seen the new Superman movie yet?
No, I have not seen the new Superman movie yet. I have not had time to barely think in the last couple of weeks.
I am dying to talk to somebody about this because I obviously watched a different movie than the rest of the nation did.
I saw that you did not really care for it, and that is contrary to everything else I've been seeing about the movie.
Yeah.
So when I saw what you said, I was like, wow, I might really have to watch this movie and see what's going on, because I know you, a little bit, and you don't strike me as someone who's like, who's going to say something about that, like about a movie like that, without having something behind it. So I'm interested to see it, just so that I can see why you are not a fan and why the rest of the nation is.
Well, and you can say the same thing about the movie Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was horrible.
The first one, or like one of just
the first one.
Really, I'm not really. I kind of like that. The first one first one was good. The other two were a little iffy, but the first one I thought was pretty good.
I remember, and I say this story all the time. My nephew is a huge superhero fan. He loves all the Marvel guys. Huge. So I come out of this movie, and I'm thinking, what did I just watch? This has to be a spoof of superheroes, because the star of the show was a gopher in a tree. I didn't get it. So I texted him. I said, dude, this sucked. He goes, are you kidding me? It's one of the best movies ever made in superhero wise. I'm like, are you kidding? And I guess all the rest of the critics were saying how good it was and blah, blah, blah. That's why they had part 2 and part 3, or whatever it's called, chapter 2, chapter 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, picking a Superman movie as the greatest comic book or superhero movie of all time, I think that's a stretch just in and of itself. I don't care how good the movie is.
Yeah.
There's more complex characters in the comic book world that that have a better story than Superman.
There's a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
stuff in that movie that did not make sense. Did not make sense. It was
I
totally
will have
against the storyline.
I will
But,
have to try and check it out then, and so we can talk about it.
Yes, we'll have to. Enough of that. So, have you seen any good movies lately, or any good television shows lately?
Just been catching up on wrestling really, and
Now, you watch AEW,
yeah,
but not so much WWE, or do you still?
no. I mean, I will put WWE on when my podcast calls for it, but no, I'm not
Okay.
a normal, regular kind of watcher.
What's going on with the Hurt Syndicate? Is MJF part of them or not?
He is, but I mean, I don't know to what you were exactly referring. I might have missed something on one of the episodes, perhaps, but
This past Wednesday, MJF comes out there. Sorry, folks, we're going to talk wrestling here. Sorry. MJF comes out in the ring, and he's talking about going after Briscoe, or whatever the guy's name is, Briscoe.
Yeah, Briscoe, yeah.
And he says, and I don't care what Bobby has to say anymore about what I do, or something like that. I'm thinking,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and then backstage, I guess Bobby tells me he doesn't want part of the group anymore. Like, what the heck happened there?
I mean, I think it's always been. I think the whole thing has been MJF playing the game. I think
that was obvious, but just the way it was presented, I didn't think I didn't know what was going on. Now, I don't keep up on it. I just watch segments on YouTube. I don't.
Yeah, he's still a member of the Hurt Syndicate, but him and Bobby Lashley haven't, like, even since he joined, they haven't been on the same page. So the only reason he got inducted in was because he spent, what was it, 2 weeks or 3 weeks bribing Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley.
Yep. And Shelton Benjamin, probably one of the most underrated professional wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
Dude is good. He just never got his due.
And I love that him and Bobby Lashley are together, because I really liked Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas when they were together. But Charlie Haas is not the wrestler that Bobby Lashley is. I think these two have a much more. I think they have much more longevity and much more promise in stories they can tell.
Charlie Haas married. Who did he marry? One of the other wrestling babes. What was her name? Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, what the heck? You gonna look it up? You want me to look it up?
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Okay, yeah. He was married to. Can't remember her name. Well, once you say it, I'll remember it. But yeah. So WWE, we have SummerSlam coming up next weekend. That's gonna be interesting. I don't know if you follow that or not, but Punk's gonna take on Gunther, which should be a great match. I don't think Gunther's going to drop the strap. I don't think Punk's going to win as much as I want him to. There's going to be interference on there somehow. But Punk will not walk away with it.
He's married to Jackie Gata.
Yep, that's it. Jackie, yeah. Jackie was one of the chicks in there. Was not one of the most famous ones, but she was
a tough enough contender that got off her contract.
She was very attractive. We'll leave it at that. She was attractive. They say they're still married?
I believe so.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So outside of wrestling, what other shows or
well, we're going into football this fall. That's the biggest thing that we're going to do this fall with Mayhem Media, is we're getting into football coverage. Pro.
Okay.
I'm not too much of a college fan. If someone came to me and was like, "Hey, I want to do a college football show," I'd put them under the flag. But I'm not a big college fan. And
you're from Philadelphia, so you're an Eagles fan? Or
I'm from Pennsylvania. Actually, I'm right in the middle of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. But yes, I am an Eagles fan.
Okay. Not a Steelers fan?
No.
Okay. I don't have a football team. I'm in Indiana, so it'd be the Colts, but don't really have one.
Yeah.
I'm not a big NFL guy to begin with. If the Colts are on, or if the football games are on, it's good.
I'm a big football fan. I will watch every game all weekend long.
So since you're between the two, do you get both? Do you get two different markets on your television?
Between the two, yeah, we have completely different viewerships. Yeah, completely different fan base.
No, I mean at your house.
Oh,
Let me ask this: do you have cable? Do you do live streaming? Do you have antennas? What do you use?
Oh,
Watch the
I
games.
have cable internet, and I have like the Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, like the apps.
Okay, and I'm going to assume you probably have the football package as well.
Not right now, but I will when we get closer to football
Okay,
season.
all
Yep.
right. So you watch them all. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I will have the Red Zone channel on all day long on a Sunday.
Oh,
So that
see,
way
I couldn't
I
do
can
that.
track every single game, who's scoring the whole. I also play fantasy football though
I'm
too.
about ready
So
to ask. I bet you play fantasy. How many different leagues?
would you be surprised if I told you that I am the manager of the fantasy league?
I would not be surprised. How many leagues do you have?
Just one, just one.
Okay, and how many people are participate in it?
We vary. We've had as little as 8 and as many as 12.
Okay. I would
And
say
we have
do
a
it. If you need
we have,
somebody, I'd be more than happy to join, but I probably wouldn't be any fun because I wouldn't update my team every week. I don't look at it that tough.
see, believe it or not, we've actually had to implement a rule 2 years ago for people not checking their teams. So
Okay.
if you don't check your team and it goes, if you don't check it the whole season long, then you won't get an invite next year.
Okay. No, I wouldn't be good. So let's not even bring that up. I wouldn't be good
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. And
Now,
we have an extensive history. We're getting ready. I think this is going to be our 16th season, 16th or 17th
wow.
fantasy season. Yeah, we got history.
So you started when it was in the newspapers and everything else, didn't you?
I don't think it was quite that long ago, but
Okay. Okay. All right.
but yeah, it was two in the 2010, 2009, something like that. Was the
Okay.
first season we did it.
So do you and here's my lack of knowledge with this because the only thing I know about fantasy is it Yahoo Sports you use or is it
No,
or
we actually use the NFL app right from the NFL website.
oh wow. Okay. And do you usually win?
No, I've only got one Super Bowl title.
Hmm.
But the most that anybody had, one person has 3 Super Bowl titles, and one person or 2 people have 2 Super Bowl titles. But that's it. Everybody else is only one.
And what does the winner usually get?
They get it's a $20 buy-in. It's called the Poor Man's League, so that way everybody that can be
Yeah.
in it, there's
Yeah.
no problems with
Right,
that. So
right, right.
we just do $20 buy-ins. We offer half the buy-in for the winner of the toilet bowl, and we offer the double. We offer $40 to second place, and then the winner takes everything else.
I'm assuming the toilet bowl is your version of the Super Bowl.
No, the toilet bowl is the winner of the losers bracket.
And they get
So
half?
so when you get half their buy-in,
Oh, half their buy-in. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
they get $10 back for winning the toilet bowl.
Okay. So, okay. I'm not even going to attempt to understand all this. Okay.
It's the losers bracket. So like if we got 8 teams, once we finish the fantasy regular season, we go to the playoffs. The top 4 teams go into the playoffs. The bottom 4 teams go into the losers bracket. And then there's 2 sets of playoffs.
And is this the winner of the losers bracket gets the toilet bowl?
Yes,
Or is
yes.
it the loser of the losers
if you
bracket?
win the tournament, if you win the losers bracket tournament, the last game of the losers bracket, it takes place at the same time that the Super Bowl does. So the Super Bowl and the toilet bowl happen on the same week.
What if you had 11 teams?
You have to be even.
The teams have to be even. Okay.
Yeah. You can't do an odd number of teams.
Okay. Look at you guys. All right. Look at that. Wow. Now, for me, I'd much rather watch college football than pro football, but I'm not glued or to the television or married to either one of them. I used to be a true blue
Yeah.
Notre Dame football fan around here, but I mean, I'll watch them if they're on, but I'm not going out of my way or
My problem with
rescheduling.
college is there's too much of a disconnect between the best of the players and the worst of the players.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, how many college games do you see where it's a blowout?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that I agree with.
It's because one team has players, the other team does not.
I don't like it when they have teams like like Alabama takes on William and Mary. I don't like that. That you're right. I absolutely don't like that.
Yeah, that's always been my problem with college is that there's too many blowout games, and a lot of I'm really not a fan of some of their rules, or even their playoff structure since they tried to add that. I don't
I
I
like
I
their
get playoffs,
a lot
but
better.
it's better than the bowl games. I'll give you that.
The overtime is a lot better than the pros. The overtime.
Oh, overtime, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
college overtime. Do they just keep playing until there's a winner?
No, it's basically sudden death. I mean, the offense and defense both get a shot at it.
Okay.
So overtime, the one team gets to pick offense or defense, and then for instance, if one team goes on offense and they score, they can
Yeah.
go for the extra point, and if they make it, the other team has a score and go for the extra point. If neither one of them score, and then from then on out, there's no extra points. You always have to go for two. And if one
Okay.
team goes for gets a field goal, the other team has to get a minimum of a field goal. So
Yeah.
each team gets a shot at scoring.
Yeah.
Okay, so the offense and defense. I think that's the best way to do it, and that gets exciting sometime.
Yeah, that's the way the pros started doing it too. I
They
just wish
did?
that we would have. Each team gets a chance at offense, and then if they both score or if they still end up tied, then it goes immediately to sudden death. The next team that scores, regardless, field goal,
Oh
touchdown, whatever, they take the win.
no, college just keeps going. Both teams get a shot
Yeah,
at the offense. Yeah, they keep doing that. And that's
yeah,
to me, that's the way it should be. So now, a few years ago, I got into the NASCAR fantasy leagues. That was fun.
that's interesting.
Yeah, you could not you pick like the top 3 drivers who's going
Yeah,
to come in that race, but once you pick a driver like twice or 3 times to win it, you can't pick him anymore
okay, that's
to
interesting.
win. Yeah, so it was quite fascinating. I mean, I was in just a random Yahoo league with several thousand people globally in there.
Yeah,
I even forgot how I did. It was pretty shitty.
I used to be a big NASCAR. I used to be a big NASCAR fan.
Yeah, that's what you told me. I still am. I still
I,
am.
I turn on some races every now and again, and it's just it's not the same.
Well, of course, it's not the same, and that's been a
It,
big controversy this week with. And I'm a huge Mark Martin fan, but he's been on record these last couple of weeks. He's been under fire because he says he doesn't like the new format.
I don't like it either.
He says you have to go back to the way it was.
Yep,
Dude, you cannot go back to the way it was.
I think you
It's
can.
it's impossible. The drivers aren't there. The structure isn't there. It's impossible to go back to the way it was. You cannot do it.
I think honestly, if they don't do something, I don't think NASCAR is around in 10 more years.
I don't. I agree
Or at
with
least
you to an
not in the
extent,
way it is, at least not in the way it is now. It becomes a far lesser thing.
and here's why I don't think it's going to be around in 10 years in the structure as it is today, and it's not for the racing or not for the rules. It's for the generation of folks coming up now. They are, for lack of a better term, a microwave society.
Yeah.
Everyone wants everything done right away.
Yeah.
And they're not, and the younger people, especially the ones that 18 to the 25, 18 to the 30-year-olds now, they're not going to sit through a 3 or 4 hour race
Yeah.
as intently as we did back in the day.
Yeah.
Also, because technology has come up so far from when we were 18 to 20, 18 to 30 years old.
Yeah.
It's easier to sit on especially for us older guys, it's easier to sit on your couch with a high def big screen television and watch the race than to spend, $1,000 for a weekend to go watch a race somewhere. Even though it's cool to do.
Yeah. No, you're right though.
home.
The racing is like how they sell tickets and stuff like that is a little bit because they like do the whole weekend packages and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why some truck races and the Bush, well, they used to be called the Bush. I don't know what they're called now.
Xfinity.
The Xfinity. The you know what's funny is Xfinity actually used to be the NASCAR. Like the Xfinity used to be the sponsor for the primary NASCAR one too at one point way back when. So
when
after they
after Winston, it was the Nextel Cup,
and then right after that, it was right after the Nextel Cup.
Was it? Okay,
I think so.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but I don't recall. Maybe it was, but anyway, whatever. But I was just gonna say bring up a point about everything here, and I forgot what it was. but no, the technology is taken away from NASCAR, and honestly, other sports are going to start, in my opinion, going to start leeching onto that as well, especially if the prices start going up on NFL games, NBA games. Baseball is already having an impact with it. More and more people are staying at home rather than going out to watching baseball games.
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, people aren't. I don't think people are going to keep coming to the stadiums for some of these sports, not with the
No.
way it can be delivered in our homes nowadays. Which is also why you'll see with live sports, they are going to continue to have live commercials. Even if you pay Hulu and you have the full premium, if you watch a live football game or a baseball game or whatever, there's going to be advertising, because that's the last thing that people will also not DVR. People will watch a football game live. They will watch the race live when it comes on. It won't be necessarily something they DVR, which is why live commercials still exist in the sports world. It's the last thing that people will watch on time when it's airing.
I used to videotape all the races when I wasn't home on Sundays, and then when DVRs came around, I used to DVR them every Sunday if I wasn't home. And I'd purposely not get online or listen to the radio so I can watch it. Now it's hard to get away from it, because as soon as the race is over, they have ads popped up that say, "Hey, such and such won today." Well, anticlimactic at that point.
Yep, it's just like with movies and stuff now. If there's a movie you want to see, you might as well not even get online until you've gone to see it once it releases.
Yep. Except Superman. Yeah. Don't go watch Superman.
Except Superman and the other movie that I really wanted to see. I don't think The Last Ronin has come out yet, actually, now that I think about it.
Which one?
That movie hasn't come out yet. They're making a Turtles. They're making a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. They're making The Last Ronin comic into a movie.
The what?
Are you not familiar? I'm sorry, my apologies.
I know the Turtles, but what's the last one?
The Turtles. They released a comic run recently. I think it was in the last 2 or 3 years. It was referred to as The Last Ronin, because only one turtle is alive. All the other ones have died.
What?
Yeah. So
they killed off all the turtles?
They selected one of the turtles, and they did a comic book run with the one brother, and the other 3 had all died.
Together, or
I don't know the specifics. I haven't gotten a chance to get the comic book, get my hands on it yet myself. So I don't know what happens in the comic book.
I don't like that.
Oh, it's a great. I'm excited about it because it's a great story. I mean, it's not like we're not going to see another Turtles movie with all 4 of the turtles. It's not like they killed them off so they won't return, but it's a cool story, and I think it's going to be a good run. And they selected the perfect turtle to be the last Ronin.
Wait a second. Okay, wait a second. Let me see. There's Donatello, Michelangelo. Don't tell me. Raphael.
Yep.
And wait a second here. Don't tell me. It is Raphael, Michelangelo. I said Donatello. Leonardo.
Yep.
Look at that. So of those, and I don't know any of them, I would guess, because I like to say it, Raphael is the one that's left.
Not a bad guess, but no.
I had a 25% chance.
yeah, of course. No. Raphael was one of the other, like when the comic book was coming out, Raphael and the person they selected, actually, spoiler alert, turn off the show if you don't want to know who it is. But they actually selected Michelangelo.
Why?
I think for me, my personal opinion on this is he was the perfect one to pick, because he was always the party animal, the goof off, the one who was he was the least serious out of all of them. So I think
the one that says pizza dude's got 2 minutes or something.
yes. The pizza dude's got 30 seconds. Wise man say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. But yeah, they selected Michelangelo, and I think that was a perfect choice because of the story, how he would have to overcome the death of his brothers and become what he wasn't. He was the goof off. He was the slacker, except for his nunchucks. Nobody, he was obviously the best nunchucker, but that was really the only place that Michelangelo actually excelled in the ninjutsu, if you want, quote unquote, was with his nunchuck skills.
When did Splinter leave or die? Was that in the first one?
He didn't actually die in the movies. In the comics, I'm really not sure if they took him out or removed him. I just know that the last Ronin run is with Michelangelo and Leo, Donnie, and Raph all have died. He carries their bandanas on his arm. He carries one of each of their weapons. He carries the bow staff. He carries one of Leo's swords, one of Raphael's sides, and one of his nunchucks.
Okay. So I saw the first one, and I don't know if I saw the second one.
The first one's the best one. 1990 Turtles, man. Yeah, you're not gonna find a better movie than that one.
And the one that came out 4, 5, 6 years ago, whatever, with Sheamus was in it from WWE. He was in it.
Was that the one with Michael Bay made it?
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. Unless it was the cartoon. The TMNT cartoon movie was a really good movie. Then no, you're talking about Michael Bay's Abominations.
Yeah, I did not like it.
I did not watch it. I didn't put them on. I would not dignify Michael Bay's Abominations with my eyes.
I don't even know who that you're talking about. Who was that?
Michael Bay. He's the director of the Turtles. He also did the Transformers.
All right. Didn't see any Transformers.
That's okay.
I saw a couple of scenes here and there. There's that. There's
the
a hot chick.
First two are really good, and then not so much.
Who's the hot chick in the first Transformer that like put her tongue down the dude's throat, whatever?
Megan Fox.
Okay. All right. That's the only scene I remember. And I saw it online. I'm like, holy crap, that's hot. Other than that, I haven't watched any of them. That might be a trivia question, folks, for an upcoming episode of Popcorn and Whiskey. I'm going to have movies that Andrew has seen or not seen and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to put together a bunch of stuff.
That's not a bad idea.
Movies, television shows, music groups, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I got this cough. I haven't gotten rid of it for 3 weeks now. I don't know what's going on.
It's the weather.
It's the humidity. Yeah, something like that. I'm going to assume it's probably hot where you are too.
Oh my goodness, dude. I was outside all day today. I actually wasn't at home. I had to travel somewhere, and I was outside all day working, and it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I think I lost 4 or 5 pounds.
Good. Hey, question for you. And if you don't want to answer, don't. You say you travel. Are you able to drive?
I actually can drive, yes. For your viewers who don't know, because I usually don't show my face because it's late at night and I have my shirt off. But yes, I actually do have my license, and I'm in a wheelchair. I have arthrogryposis. I drive an electric wheelchair, and yes, I do actually have my license. If I had the right vehicle, a van with the equipment that I could drive, yes, I can drive.
So do you?
I have one right now, but I can.
Do you control everything like the accelerator and brake with your hand, or how?
With a joystick. Everything's with the joystick. Forward is gas, back is brake, left and right. And then for all my secondary controls, I have a touchpad that sits to my right because I'm left-handed. So the joystick has to be on my left side. And then the touchpad for all the secondary controls, turn signals, windows, air conditioning, all that stuff is on a touchpad that sits to my right.
Okay. Hey, dude, if that's too private, don't say it. I don't want you.
Oh no, I don't mind. I do not mind answering questions about my disability. I like doing it because then it helps people understand and learn more.
Well, and you're exactly right. There's too many people, and I, when I was young, of course I was one of them. I shouldn't say of course, but most kids don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So I would assume you don't mind answering, like you said, answering questions.
No,
they don't know.
Yeah, right. I don't mind answering questions.
Okay.
If you ask something that I don't want to answer, then I don't have a problem with being like, I'm not really going to answer that on the air.
And that's fine.
It's unlikely. You'd have to take some turns to probably get to a place where I'd not answer.
and after late at night, after I had a couple of these, and you do have a couple of what you do.
A couple of plates,
I'm sure we can get into a lot more questions and answers.
Oh, I'm sure we can.
Oh, wow. Well, dude, this has been fun. I'm telling you what. Yeah.
I can. If you want me to bounce out so you can maybe get any calls.
No, I'm gonna have you bounce out because I'm not gonna be on here much longer. I'm about done. Right. My glass is about empty, and I don't want to go refill it. And I started off tonight not even knowing if I was gonna go for 10 minutes, and here we are, an hour and 20 minutes later. So it's always a fun time when you come on with me. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, it is. And if you ever don't want me to come on, when I say, hey, I can come on, just be like, no, I'm good tonight. I'm going to solo it.
All right. No
No,
problem.
I'm not going to take it personally. I just
Good,
don't want to
good.
commandeer. I don't want to commandeer your show either. It seemed, for a while there, I was coming on like every week. I don't want to commandeer your show.
Gotcha. Well, maybe next week. Are you going to have a SummerSlam show by chance? Next week?
No, we had to cancel our SummerSlam plans. We have a prediction show that we have going, but no, we're not doing the watch along. No one in Mayhem Media is actually going to be available at the same time next weekend.
So I don't mind. I like doing the watch along with you last time, but the issue I have with it is if I'm watching on my screen and somebody else is watching, we have like a 5-10 second delay, and it's just uncomfortable for me doing that. It's like I want to watch it live. So,
but we're making some plans for our future watch alongs, but yeah, SummerSlam kind of fell apart on us. Everybody has, nobody can be available.
But you have a prediction show coming up?
Yep, the prediction show will be this week. Connor Clarkson, the one and only, we'll give him a shout out. He will shoot it, I think, on Wednesday and Thursday, and then because it's a 2-night. And then we'll release it on Thursday and Friday, the prediction show for each night. Night 1 will be Thursday, night 2 will be Friday.
Well, if we need another guest coming on, let me know. I'll be more than happy to jump in and
the prediction show is one of the shows that we're looking to start adding guests, and when we can do it into the barricade is we're also looking to start adding guests. And you're at the top of my list because you're a professional. You've done podcasting, and Connor's not as experienced as like you and I are. So I want to pick people. I want to pick people who are going to assist him in the show and not.
Gotcha. I understand. I understand. No, that's part of the deal. I mean, that's part of the deal. You'd be surprised. I've interviewed well over 200 people on my health and fitness show, and 90% of them I have to carry. And it's not a knock on them. They've never done it before. So
yep.
I got to jump in.
If they've never done it, then it's hard to know. If you've never done one, then you really gotta carry them sometimes, the guests. So
that's why I have a program that I do where I teach people how to be a good guest on good podcast guest and good podcast host. So I can nice people to do that. So
Connor's a really good host, but I don't know that he's ready to start carrying people. Is my
gotcha.
So all right, I'll hop out of here.
All right, my friend. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely, man. Good to see you.
Next time. All righty. All right, folks. Well, there you go. The hotline. Let me take that off of there. Again, had a great time with my buddy JD. He comes on, and as you can tell, we like to bounce ideas off of each other, and we go back and forth and different things. So he's a real good guy, and I'm glad we've met online and stuff of that sort. One of these days, him and I will get together. He doesn't drink alcohol, and I don't partake in the stuff that he partakes in, but we'll have to get together and do stuff one of these times. So thank you, my friend, for coming on here. What is this? Lana. Men lose weight being outside sweating. Of course you do. Lana, I sweat for a week and gain weight. Now I need to watch the Turtles movies. Yeah, that's right, Lana. Watch the very first one. It is by far the best. I have not watched all of them. As you heard from JD, he is a connoisseur of the Turtles, but the first Turtle movies was great. I went to the theaters and see it. This is back in 1990. Absolutely. So, all right, folks. So what did we talk about tonight? Talked about the AI trading. We talked about cruising. We talked about movies. We talked about wrestling. Talked about a little bit about podcasting. My gosh, we're all over the place tonight. My goal is to start having different guests come on here on Saturdays. So which means I have to do some show prep. Making me do work for show prep. I don't like show prep. But anyway, so all right, I may have an announcement next week. This is called a tease in the business. And I'll let you know next week what the announcement is. It's nothing major, but I might take a week or two sabbatical, and you'll understand why coming up. Okay? That's it. Lana, if you're still here, we will talk soon. Definitely on Monday, but if not before that, we'll talk. And that's it. So One last swig of the bubbly, folks. Here we go. Cheers. All right. I'm out of here. My name is Andrew, Popcorn and Whiskey. I am the face who runs the place. Thanks for everybody being here, for watching, the listening, partaking, participating, all that good stuff. So until next time, this is me.